Hello and welcome to episode 936 of the Player One podcast for Tuesday, November 5th, 2024, Election Day in the United States. Or if you voted early, it's just another day like any other.
Well, it's still Election Day.
Well, I guess it still is, but yeah.
The Player One podcast is the second least depressing thing happening today.
Joining me from Canada, Mr. Greg Seward.
Yellow.
How's it going there, sir?
Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad.
That's good.
Could be worse, but hey. We've all been there. So.
Be
What?
worse.
Hey, Greg.
What?
What is going on with Halifax Walmarts?
I don't know.
Did you not hear this story?
I heard one of the stories.
Oh, are you talking about the girl that was...
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know.
That hideous story.
It is a hideous story.
I couldn't read.
Further to that, she's actually she was actually a student at my kid's high school.
Oh, wow.
They didn't know her. She was a little bit older than my oldest, but yeah. So we actually got a message from the school, just a general message to all parents the next day saying, you know, with the blessing of the family, we're sharing that they didn't make the connection. It's like one of our students passed away this weekend, and you know there's a GoFundMe set up, and but then the story of how it happened, which I really don't want to go into here.
No.
Grizzly.
No.
It's heartbreaking. It was really heartbreaking.
It is. No, it's horrifying.
No, I don't know. And
yeah.
I mean, they haven't given any updates on what their investigation is. Yeah. There's no real update. That was a bizarre thing.
Yeah.
So
very bad. Very bad.
Yeah.
And joining me from the great state of Washington, Mr. Filthy Abald.
How's it going?
Well.
Oh boy!
If you're listening to
really
this, you might not know why we're laughing. But,
there's like a zillion reasons why we're laughing.
There's a zillion reasons.
Let's start at the least offensive, the least tragic.
Least offensive. Yeah.
I'm clearly sick.
Yeah,
I don't know if you can tell.
I could tell
From my phlegm-laden voice.
Yeah. Did you take a COVID test? Is it?
I've taken a couple COVID tests. It is not COVID.
Well, that's good.
That's good.
It's just a regular old. I'm miserable. So
okay.
And on today, as we record this, Sunday, November 3rd, Godzilla Day.
Oh, is it really?
It's Godzilla Day today.
Oh,
and here
Godzilla
I
Day?
am, sick as a dog.
Yeah.
When I should be out
partying
in the grand spirit of the king of all monsters, but
you have to party hardy.
I am not well.
Yeah. So,
but surely that's the only unfortunate thing happening this
it's the
week.
only unfortunate thing happening.
I mean, my youngest kid's on crutches.
Oh, that's another unfortunate thing.
Yeah.
She badly sprained her ankle this week playing volleyball.
Oh my goodness. Playing a sport?
Yeah, she's playing volleyball.
Oh wow.
I dropped her off for practice, and she's very proud this year because she
what was she trying to bicycle kick it over the net?
Yeah, apparently. Actually, you know what? Fun fact: you can hit the ball with your foot in volleyball. That is legal.
Is that right?
Really?
Yeah.
I had
the
no
first time I
idea.
saw somebody do it, I was like, "Wait, what's happening?" And no, as long as it doesn't touch the ground. So
wow.
Oh.
Okay.
No, but she never ever was. I'm going to go into a bit of a story here, but it's been impossible to get her interested in anything for most of her life. And especially when it comes to sports, she would get interested in sports. She did soccer, she did hockey and all that, but she didn't want to, like with soccer, she was really into it until it got to the point where they were playing games. Like she loved the drills, she loved kicking the ball and that sort of thing. But when they started playing games, this is when they were all little kids. So like a game was just a little cloud of children chasing the ball around the field. She didn't like that. She's just too much contact and that sort of thing. So anyway, for years I couldn't get her interested in anything, and then last year she fell in love with volleyball. Her and all her close friends, and they were on a team last year. She went out for the school team this year. First time she's ever done something like that. She didn't make the team, but she made the practice team.
Okay.
So she's quite proud of herself. And then her first practice, during warm-up, she rolled her ankle. And
no.
But no, she's fine. And her friends have been amazing. Because they during lunch hour they'll go out and do a volleyball circle where they literally just bump the ball around.
Yeah.
And she was very upset when she was going back to school that she wasn't going to be able to take part in that. And when I picked her up after school, she was really happy. And I was like, so how'd it go? And she said, well, at lunchtime, there's a bench that's outside the school. And they sat her on the bench and they made the circle around her so she could still participate. So it was really nice. Yeah, it was really nice.
That's very nice.
She has very, very nice friends. Yeah.
That's awesome. So are we stepping up in severity?
Yeah.
I mean,
we're just going all the way to the end.
I wanted to get the lightest story out of the way. Bill's sick. My kid's got a sprained ankle, but everything's cool.
Yeah.
So now we can
move up.
Okay.
So if you're watching the video of this podcast, you may notice that I'm
watching the video now.
Me too.
Me too.
Yeah.
Watching myself on video. It's kind of weird.
You're a good-looking man, CJ.
What?
You're a good-looking man.
Oh, thank you. But yeah, I'm broadcasting from a different environment today. You may notice, and that's because my wife and I are separating. Still in that process, but I have bought a condo and now have moved into the condo. So, yeah, I'm in a new place.
So you've already set up the Pac-Man Lego machine in your kitchen.
Yeah, well, I tried to replicate the background that I had before as much as possible.
Well, you have that visual follow-through, so
the visual follow-through. I'm going to put
virtually
the TV
seamless.
What's
on
funny
the dishwasher.
on my screen, all I can see is the upload progress icon. I can't see anything you're talking about.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
Well, it's there. It is there. No, what I did, I moved it in my car instead of letting the movers move it, because I was like, well, if I give it to the movers who are also doing the packing, it'll I'll never put this thing back together if it breaks.
Now let me ask you this, CJ.
Yeah.
As someone who has moved multiple Lego sets.
Fully assembled Lego sets. Yeah.
Now, did you just put that in on the floorboard of your car?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just loose.
Yeah.
Just
loose.
Oh.
I only had to drive it a mile and a half away.
You're taking
I only moved
risks.
a mile and a half away.
What you do, CJ.
Yeah.
Take this from an old pro.
Okay.
Get Rubbermaid tubs. Put them in the Rubbermaid tubs.
Uh-huh.
Then put those in your car.
Yeah.
Because if you have to stop short, if you take a turn a little too hard, parts break off.
Yeah.
Parts are they're right there.
I'm actually kind of surprised that the Pac-Man set is very sturdy, just in general.
Well, I mean,
I have taken a baseball bat to it, and no,
I don't believe that.
All the little fiddly bits are inside that thing. I mean,
all the fiddly bits are
just creating a box, and even the screen section is kind of protected from the. Yeah,
that's true. That's true.
Still,
so I'm. This weekend was moving weekend, so had movers pack up all my stuff, because if I did it myself, it would have taken me a year to do. And moved. So all of that's done. The cats are here with me. You may see them wandering in the background,
or hear them eating,
their meeting, as pointed out by Greg earlier before we hit record. So that's what's going on there. It's all positive. It's a decision that my wife and I both came to together, that we would be better off apart, and we're doing it. So there you go. Of course, the road to this point has been a shit show that I cannot believe. And the road to getting in this condo, I mean, not the road to actually separating like that. I'm not going to discount that road has also been very hard, but even harder was the process of getting the condo and doing all sorts of stuff. Because turns out wire fraud is the thing, and they're getting real damn good.
That's what you're talking about. I was sitting here going, really?
Oh, right.
They're getting real damn good
at
making you think there's somebody that you've been talking to. So there was that happened.
Yeah.
I won't go into that here, but it was a shit show.
You mentioned that to us on our production Slack channel.
Yeah.
That's all sorted though, right? Like
No.
Oh.
It is not all sorted. Turns out it takes 90 days of investigation for all of that stuff to happen. But let me tell you, those phishing schemes, etc., wire fraud, they're getting real fucking good at impersonating somebody you may be talking to. So careful out there. Very careful out there. But anyway, yeah. Should we go to the last thing?
Yeah, because the real news here is that that's not the worst thing that happened.
No, I know. This is just a parade of terribleness.
Terribleness. I promise we will get more positive as we move on.
We will. This is the worst part. Nintendo launched a music service. It's going to get positive. But our very good friend and has been a guest on this podcast back in 2010.
Yes.
And a very good friend of mine, my best man at my wedding, Mike Rank, passed away.
Yeah. Not CJ's best friend, Mike.
Not my other best friend.
Not that Mike.
Mike.
That best friend Mike's still kicking. I was at his place last night.
Different friend Mike. I have a lot of friends named Mike, I've realized.
Yes.
He was a guest on the podcast in 2010.
Yeah.
And very good friend from back in the day. Phil introduced me to Mike.
Yes, indeed.
He also worked at the Babbages, not far from where I worked at Babbages.
Well, he worked at the Babbages with me.
With you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. A good friend of yours.
Went to school with him, met him in junior college.
Yeah.
And remained friends with him ever since.
Yeah, we played a hell of a lot of DDR together, both at Dave & Buster's and once the home version came out.
That's my memory of him. That's how I knew him.
Yeah. Passed away on Wednesday?
Tuesday.
It's been a long fucking week.
It's been a year of a week.
Long.
Yeah, it was Tuesday. Mike died. Tuesday. But one of my good buddies, who we have a vast network of friends. We're very popular people. One of my good buddies from back in Illinois, who was also Mike's good friend, got a hold of me Tuesday afternoon and broke that news to me, which was a bit of a shock. And then,
yeah. I mean, I didn't have a lot of close friends in Illinois, because mostly the people I knew, my friends from there and anybody who's still there are people I worked with. But from like a social standpoint, I mean, there's a reason the three of us are still in this podcast together. Yeah. You guys and your extended friend network are the people I socialized with while I was there.
Well, because we're super cool.
Right.
And duh.
And that extended group, a big part of that extended group was Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when we're saying DDR is as nerdy as it sounds, because it was.
Yeah.
It was
super nerdy.
It was very common for us to go like every week, go out to Dave & Buster's and go in and be the worst customers ever, because we would do nothing but get water and play DDR for hours.
From the bartender, we would get water.
Never order alcohol, never order food, nothing like that.
Food.
But yeah, I mean,
Mike did order food once.
it was Mike taller than you, CJ?
Yeah, he's taller than me.
Yeah,
So
he
for
was
as tall as
tall
CJ
guy.
is, Mike was a giant.
Yes.
Yeah.
And but just the friendliest guy. The
Oh, yeah.
friendliest guy.
Absolutely.
And I
Yeah.
kind of didn't connect with him a lot since we moved, but for a while there I was, well, to make this even more depressing, for a while there I was dating a woman who was a librarian who passed away at the beginning of this year.
Oh.
And so that was Mike's profession.
Yeah.
So we kind of reconnected in that way for a while because of that. So anyway,
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it when CJ told me that he was passed away. I was floored.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't believe it.
Yep.
Absolutely crazy. But
Yep.
I miss him. We've been friends for 25 years.
Yep.
Maybe longer than that, actually. Yeah, since I was hanging out with Phil, and then Phil introduced me to his other friends, and
Yep.
yeah. So I went to drove down to Disney World with Mike and
Oh, jeez.
his sister and a couple other friends, and just a lot of great memories. What an amazing person, just kind and humorous, funnier than me, funnier than Phil.
Hey,
that.
How dare you?
I can believe that. Actually, when you say that, for years and years, because he had put together I want to say a mixtape, but it was a collection of stand-up bits.
Yeah.
That he liked, and I had that on my computer for years, and I would listen to it. Like, he introduced me to a bunch of stand-up comedians that I didn't even know about. Introduced me to their work.
Nice.
Yeah. Just an amazing person, and miss him a whole lot, and sucks that he's gone.
Yep.
All right.
Did I mention that I'm sick?
But most
I've been
importantly,
coughing.
but most importantly, Phil's got an ouchie.
I've been coughing quite a bit.
Did I mention that I'm living alone now?
Yeah, but I'm sick.
Yeah. Being sick is worse.
I'm sick.
I'm fine.
Anyway.
Tea.
Should we talk about some video game news?
Sure. Hey,
brighter spots.
Hey, how about I share something real quick?
You share away.
So this, I was hip to this through the Player One podcast Discord. Are you familiar with this?
I am.
This is a website where people can go and chat with each other.
Not a website.
With us.
You can use Discord on the web. If you want to.
You can.
You can.
Discord.com on your internet browser.
Isn't it .gg? Probably both work.
I think both work.
Yeah.
But hacker alias Goki KS hit me to this.
Goki X.
Is that how you say it?
Not at all.
I don't know.
I got a little Lego model. This is a little fan-built Lego model that Goki pointed me towards. I bought the instructions, and then I bought all the bricks off of Bricklink.
Okay.
Look at this. Look at that.
Oh.
It's a little Lego Astrobot, and he's so cute.
That is amazing.
Posable. He's got a little flight stand base because he's doing his little hover feet.
Yeah.
How cute is that? And he's got he's got his little cape there. I have this little Astrobot friend for my whoa, be careful, buddy. My shelf. I almost dropped him.
That is beautiful.
I'm disoriented because I'm so ill.
You have a license for that? Ill?
Yes. CJ, you took the words right out of my mouth.
What's that? I didn't.
You got a license to ill?
No. I am doing this covertly.
Also, can you hear the cats?
Yes, I can absolutely hear the cat tag.
What am I going to do? What am I going to do about that?
Take the tags off.
Or the dish.
Should I take the tags off the cat?
I don't know.
Well, I don't know.
I don't
It's
want
not
to.
that bad. We can just hear it. That's
Okay,
all.
well, it's gonna be worse because I'm actually gonna move the dishes like right over here.
Yeah, it won't be worse.
It'd be worse. Yeah. I moved them away from me so they're not like scared of me because now they're in a new place.
Oh yeah. They're
and I don't want them to be
cats famously
skittish.
love moving to new places. So
Yeah.
Cats are famously all about it.
yeah,
New place.
they love change.
Absolutely love change.
Yeah.
Here's my advice:
Yeah.
don't feed the cats on Sundays.
Why?
Well, because then they won't go to the dish.
I already did it.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
done.
I don't.
It's
From what
Sunday.
from what I understand, there are going to continue to be Sundays.
Uh-huh.
If these trends continue as they have been going, it seems like there's going to be a Sunday approximately every 7 days.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just don't
okay.
feed them. Just don't feed them.
Don't feed them.
That's hungry day.
Just cover the dishes so they can't make any noise when we're recording.
Can't you
foam
see?
rubber.
Get little cozies for the dishes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
foam rubber rims around the edge of the dish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are those called? There's a
Rim jobs.
no.
Oh, sorry.
When you
You got to
have
give the cat a nice
a plate and you are unveiling it, you take the thing off.
Well, like the
You have the fancy.
that's how
Yeah.
that's how we first saw the Saturn.
I don't
That's how
what
you
those
present your fancy feast to the
are.
cat.
The fancy
You have-
feast. Yeah.
Yeah, you have the. You have
I
the
thought you wanted the
dome.
name of the actual thing you pull off the.
No,
I think it's just called a lid.
Oh,
I do. I do want the name. I don't know what it is though. I can't think of it.
My goodness.
Have I mentioned it's been a bit of a week?
it's a cloche.
I like
Cloche. There
It's called
we
a
go.
cloche.
Hacker Alias
Yeah.
Posey Underhill in our chat. I wasn't expecting such a downer of a week, fellas. Yeah, guess who else wasn't?
Yeah.
I know 3 other people weren't expecting such a downer of a week.
Yeah.
Here we are.
God. Ugh. Let's talk about something a little more happy. Well, let's get some more bad news out of the way. You know,
Wait, what?
Firewalk, the developer of Concord.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Sony closed them.
Oh, right.
Yeah. As if that game was ever coming back. Come on, people. Apparently, $200 million down the drain.
Oof.
And they closed the studio. So,
My goodness.
yeah. Good fucking game, though. God, people
True?
slept on it. Well, also, they didn't explain what was good about the game very well. Anyway, let's get along to, I guess some more bad news. Shadow Man and Turok 2 are now on NSO. So, I mean,
Turok 2 was pretty well received back in the day.
Whatever.
Okay,
Shadow Man was okay, though.
Was it
But
really?
there's a remake of Shadow Man that, what's their name? The studio that does all the remakes that Atari bought recently. I can't remember the name of.
That's a cloche. They're called a cloche.
A cloche. Yes. That did, I don't know, all the ports, the first-person shooters that you love.
Yeah, no, I know what you're.
Anyway,
yeah,
you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Night
Dive.
Night Dive.
We
Thank
got
you.
there eventually. Yes.
We did it. I hope that's
Night
one of
Dive
our
Studios.
Jeopardy questions this week.
We'll forget it by
think
the
it-
time we
I
get
don't-
there.
I don't
That's
think it's
actually
gonna
true.
be. I don't think it's gonna be. But yeah. Anyway, so those are on NSO. If you have the little 18 plus mature rated N64 app for your NSO Plus expansion pack, you now can play those 2 games. So there you go. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, okay.
Now we're done with the bad news. All right. Nintendo has announced.
Oh, CJ, you okay?
Oh, no, not really.
God, I didn't get you sick, did I?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Nintendo announced a new app this week called Nintendo Music, and they launched it for iOS and Android. This is a music player. If you happen to have a Nintendo Switch Online membership, you can now listen to, in here, I'll bring up the, let me bring up the explanation here. You can listen to all sorts of Nintendo music on your smartphone.
Oh.
And they got playlists and recommendations. I don't know. Have either of you had a chance to
I downloaded it, but I didn't get a chance to play around with it today. But it does have some interesting features, I guess. I mean,
it does.
You know.
Oh, geez. Wow. Oh, wait. You're playing it on your smartphone. I thought Greg was playing Super Mario Brothers on his Switch.
I don't have to bust out a game anymore. I can just listen to the music.
That's right.
On my Nintendo Music app.
So, yeah, it kind of launched with a fairly limited number of games, but they do have some deep cuts in here in terms of Wii channel music.
Yeah.
They have the Wii Shop
people
channel.
Are loving that.
Music, which of course everybody loves, but then also the Everybody Votes channel, the weather channel, the news channel, like all the music that Nintendo did for those channels is now available in the Nintendo Music app.
That's great.
Which I think is awesome. Plus, any of these tracks that you can play, you can extend, you can choose to extend how long they play up to an hour. So if you want to listen to an hour of Nintendo Wii Shop channel music, you can certainly do so. Very easily.
And everybody does want to do that.
Everybody does want to do that, yes. But for each game, they have like the section of top tracks as well. So you can listen to like the most popular tracks, or if you want to, you can go to the entire soundtrack. They have different playlists per game, or even they have like character-based playlists as well. So you can really like dig into it. Plus, you can mark if you don't want to see spoilers in track names. You can mark a game as "Don't show me spoilers," and it just won't show you the track names.
Looks like they have the Famicom disc version of the Metroid soundtrack in there.
They do. Cool. They have the Famicom Disk System version, and also the NES version is in there.
That's
too.
Rad.
Yeah. So this is sort of the beginning of this app, the Nintendo Music app, and I am already very pleased with what they have done here. I think it's pretty great. The Animal Crossing offering here has all the I don't know about all of them, but they have the KK Slider tracks in there as well. Just a lot of really good stuff, like featured playlists. They do recommendation. You can hide spoilers and you can loop them. Yeah, it's real good. It's real good. So Greg, you didn't try it. I assume Phil, you did.
I did.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
It's pretty great. They got all the KK Slider music.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to them adding new tracks. Maybe it'll be at a little better pace than adding games.
I hope they add them faster than games to Nintendo Online.
Yeah, I mean, all they really have to do is add the Smash Brothers Ultimate soundtrack, and then you have kind of everything in.
Wow. Yeah. They need
in one.
They need the Mario Land soundtrack on there.
Mario Land, yeah.
That is not up there yet.
Yeah, but yeah, they have high quality recordings of all this stuff. So I guess now we know why a few months ago Nintendo was sending takedown notices on YouTube to people who had Nintendo music up there. So yeah, it's quite nice. And I use I'm using Mac OS, and the new Mac OS that just came out has a option to mirror your phone on your computer. And so you can like mirror your phone and bring up Nintendo music and just play playlists of stuff. It's great. It's good stuff.
I do like the idea of just sort of telling it to, I assume you can just tell it to like just play random tracks from every game that's in here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I do like that idea,
Shuffle.
especially if it's not going to be inundated with ads or
no ads.
Not having to build the playlist yourself or anything like that. That is a nice touch.
You can build your own playlists if you like as well.
Yeah, but I'm saying not having to.
Not having to, yeah. I mean, they do have playlists for each game that,
and hopefully
nice.
The shuffle option works better than Spotify.
It does. I think it does. But anyway.
Remember to listen to us on Spotify.
So that was a bright spot. That was a definite bright spot this week, listening to Nintendo music. All right. Talking about, we mentioned Animal Crossing. Let's talk about this. Animal Crossing Pocket Camp is they're ending service for this.
Oh, so it is completed.
This free-to-play mobile game. Yeah. And so they're launching a paid offline version of Animal Crossing Pocket Camp with a complete moniker on the end there. They're releasing on December 3rd, and it'll be available for $10 until January 31st, 2025, and then the price will go up to $20. Yeah. And it's basically, an offline version of Pocket Camp, without microtransactions, and you get the whole thing. For a mobile phone.
I should tell my daughters about that.
Yeah.
They might want to do that.
Yeah.
Well, it hasn't launched yet.
You can pre-order it now, though.
You can pre-order it.
Yes.
Yeah. But pretty cool way to change a live service game into an offline game and maybe make some money doing it for Nintendo. All right. Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition. This is one of the last, or one of the few games that has still been trapped on the Wii U. But it is finally coming to the Switch.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
All right, then.
This comes out on March 20th.
About this series, not really.
Yeah, I played Xenoblade Chronicles 2 on the Switch and really quite enjoyed it. I was pretty close to the end, and I need to go back and finish that. But
you're never going to go back and finish that. Come on.
I could ratchet the difficulty down and finish it. I could totally do that. I'm not going to. Will you? But I could. Exactly. I could if I wanted. Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition coming to the Switch in March. Hopefully we get some Switch 2 announcements soon.
Boy, how long have we been saying that?
Oh, God. Yeah. A long time. But hey, at least one more Wii U game is coming across. And that's good. All right. Let's wrap up the news here with a house ad from me.
Oh.
Yeah, so Enhance, the company that I work for, celebrated its 10-year anniversary not long ago, and Lost in Cult and Cook and Becker are putting together a box set. Two different box sets. One, soundtracks, music from the 4 games that Enhance has released so far. So that's Res Infinite, Lumines Remastered, Tetris Effect Connected, and Humanity. And then like a book, and it's a book plus really cool like Res figurine and a bunch of postcards, like a really, really cool box of content about Enhance, a book that is the oral history of Enhance, and a CD, and laser etched glass sculpture of Res, and art prints, like really, really cool thing. That's available now for pre-order on Lost in Cult's website. I'll put that in the show notes. You can check it out. But
I'm trying to think what other books Lost in Cult has done, because I know I've seen.
Yeah, make those bigger. Make those images
Make those bigger.
Yeah, zoom in.
Yeah. Enhance. I mean, yeah.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. So a really cool set. And you should check it out. I will link to it in the show notes.
Very nice.
All right. Let's get to what we've been playing. I'll start. I've been playing shit because I've been a little busy this week.
Doing what?
I have not played a damn thing except to load up Sea of Thieves to get my jack-o'-lantern bucket. And that was it.
Jesus Christ.
Taking care of the important stuff this week.
Jack-o'-lantern bucket. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's Halloween.
Yes.
Hey, Halloween.
How did it? I forgot to even say I dressed up as Robin for Halloween.
Yes, I saw the pictures, and those were great. And Charlotte looked great too.
Yeah, Charlotte
really good.
was Batman. I was Robin, and we had a lot of fun.
Adorable pictures.
Yeah,
we had a lot of fun going around trick or treating.
Good.
She went with her friends, and I stayed in the group of adults behind them.
Can I ask, were all the adults dressed up, or was it just you?
It was just me. It was literally just me.
I knew it.
And here I was like excited about it. I've got this Robin costume, and yeah, we're gonna go trick or treating together. And all that was out the window when we drove over to her friend's house.
Yeah,
like do the slow walk with the adults as Robin, and it's raining. Yeah.
Oh my
good
goodness.
stuff. But we got a few pictures, so that's good.
Yes.
All right. So I haven't been playing anything. Greg,
Hey,
what
Hi,
have you
Greg.
been playing?
I have finished Neva. I was talking about last week.
What, Neva?
Yes, Neva.
You see what I was doing there?
Yeah.
Is that the HMS Pinafore?
Anyway, yeah,
That's a Simpsons reference for you youngsters.
Yeah. It's actually not really a Simpsons.
I guess it's not really, but
it's a Pirates of
Penzance
reference.
Yeah.
But
anyway,
I was referring to the Simpsons reference of. Yeah,
we all knew that.
We all were.
Yeah. So, I mean, I talked about this game at length last week. So I finished it off. I really liked it a lot. I think I said before, I don't know if I necessarily like it more than Grease, which was the game's predecessor. But I have to say that I really, really liked especially the final chapter in this game a lot. It got very vertical. There's a lot of climbing puzzles and stuff. But even if you messed up, the checkpoint system isn't very punitive, so you don't have to redo big chunks of the game if you screw up and you fall. And it just the whole ending made the game feel big, which was nice. Because it isn't. It's a very short game. And sort of finishing it off had a pretty elaborate ending that I enjoyed a lot. It was pretty emotional by the end, actually. Although that was all happened this week, and there was a lot of shit happening this week. So I don't know if it was the game that made me emotional or it was just something that triggered my emotions. But anyway, really liked the ending. Love the soundtrack. Like, I've been listening to the soundtrack pretty much on a loop. Just because it's such a chill. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful soundtrack. So I'm actually looking to see where I can buy the OST for that rather than just loading up a playlist on YouTube, because again, I have to sit through ads and I don't want that. I just want to be able to listen to the soundtrack. But yeah, overall, really enjoyed it. I think it's probably I haven't played a ton of games this year that were released this year, but I think it's probably one of my favorite games this year.
Nice.
So yeah, highly recommend. And like less than 5 hours long. So, and then since Mario and Luigi hasn't come out yet,
but soon,
but very soon, I remembered that the Lake House chapter of Alan Wake 2 was just released. And further to that, I remembered that earlier this year, the Night Springs extra chapter, the DLC chapters were released that I had not played. And in a pleasant surprise, I jumped on the PlayStation 5. I'm like, all right, I'm going to buy these so I can play them. But I bought the deluxe version of Alan Wake 2, so I already own them.
Oh my goodness.
So that was pretty great. So I've been playing through the Night Springs chapter is actually, okay. In the Alan Wake universe, the best way to describe it, Night Springs is basically like the Twilight Zone. It's a television show that you see clips of in the game. I don't know if it was in the first game, but in the games, I'm going to say.
I believe it was.
Right. So this first DLC set is 3 episodes of Night Springs. I wish I could remember the character names, but I don't. But the first one I played through. At one point, I don't remember if you guys played out much of Alan Wake 2, but
no.
so the town that the game sort of starts in, there's a diner, which is a pretty central location. And there's a character, and I don't remember what, like, if she played a major role in the proper game, but there's a character who's like, she's a waitress, and she's absolutely smitten with Alan Wake. Like, she just, her favorite writer, and she's in love with him. She fantasizes about him. She runs a huge fan site and that sort of thing. Or I don't know if it's a huge fan site. She runs the best fan site for Alan Wake. So this first episode is all from her perspective. And it's so great. I mean, one of the greatest parts about the Alan Wake games is the writing. I think the characters are written brilliantly in those games. And she's completely delusional, which is great. Like, so when her chapter starts, you're in like the bathroom of the diner that she runs, and you go out and the place is full, and you literally start by serving coffee. But every time she serves coffee to a customer, they're like asking her life advice, or they're complimenting her on her Alan Wake fan site, or, and how this is the greatest diner and you're the greatest waitress. And like, you can tell it's just all in her head. And then you find out that Alan Wake has been kidnapped. I think it's kidnapped. And you go to the back room where she keeps her supplies, which is her arsenal. And you pick up like a shotgun and a rifle. And you go out, and as you're running down the main street, like, all these people are coming out, calling out to her and praising her, saying like, I'll run the diner where you're gone, but not as well as you. And you're the most beautiful waitress in town. And like, it was really well written. I really enjoyed it a lot. So I played that. And then I finished, there's also the second chapter, which I finished today, which I think is related to Control. I don't recognize the character that's in it anyway, but I believe there's a connection to the game Control. I think that's right. Anyway, it was really neat too. And now I'm on the third one, and the third one goes in some really interesting directions. Like, you're playing as the again, I think it's a crossover character from their other games, but he plays like a police officer in this game, and you're jumping through time and dimensions. And so you're in sort of Alan Wake 2's world for the first couple of jumps, but then suddenly you're in a comic book. And so there's literally a whole chapter in here where you're just reading a comic. And then, like, now where I stopped before we started playing, he's jumped into, I think it's meant to look like an old adventure game from like a VGA era.
Oh, really?
Adventure/action game. So it's really creative, very interesting. I have no idea where it's going. But yeah, it's great. I'm so glad that I decided to go do this, and I feel like I'll be able to get them sort of sorted out before Mario and Luigi comes out, because that's the next major game I want to play. And I want to clean them up for sure. But stepping back into that world, I loved Alan Wake 2. I thought it was a fantastic game. I put it on my top 5 last year, and but it's been since like February since I've played it, when I finished it, the main game. And so it's been nice to sort of jump back in. I was surprised how much I remembered as far as like mechanics go and how to play the game. So yeah, really enjoying it.
And Remedy is just awesome, right?
They're so good at what they've hit on a formula, and they're so good at it.
Yeah. You should go back and play Control. I need to play Control.
Yeah. I mean, my backlog is so huge, but yes, I do need to go play Control. Yeah.
Alan Wake 1 was one of my absolute favorite games.
Yeah.
And I need to play Control, and I need to play more Alan Wake 2. I also bought the deluxe edition of that. So I have the DLC. I could just play more Alan Wake 2, finish that, and then roll into the DLC. That'd be good.
Yeah. Alan Wake 2 is great.
Are you at all interested in Dragon Quest 2 or Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D?
Big time.
Coming out here pretty soon. They released a launch trailer, and I was like, shit, is that this week? I'm so hyped. It doesn't come out for another 2 weeks.
Oh, good. So I can get into Mario and Luigi instead.
How do you put out a launch trailer when the game is 2 weeks away? Got me so hyped. And then, yeah.
It's really throwing me because we're like 8 weeks away from the end of the year.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, And there's still so much I want to play.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, that's what I mean. I played some Gran Turismo 7 as well for our racing league. But actually, I'm gonna say, speaking of Gran Turismo, so I didn't do Extra Life this year. I mean, I did, but I fundraise via my Twitch streams year round.
Yeah.
And my Twitch streams have been pretty sporadic lately just because of my kids' schedules and stuff. But this weekend was actually Extra Life game day, which is the first time in 12 or 13 years that I haven't done the 24-hour gaming thing. Just because it's weeks of planning. It's, the 24 hours is very draining. And then I also find that I have to kind of tear up my setup in order to get it ready for the stream. And then it just takes me forever to clean up. So I skipped it this year. However, I did want to do something, and something that I've been wanting to do for a long time is some kind of like racing event, some kind of live racing event that I can broadcast. And so I've decided I'm going to try that this year. We're using Gran Turismo 7. And it's going to take place on December 14th at 4 p.m. Eastern time. That's a Saturday. And yeah, if anybody is interested in racing that day, it's going to be a couple of heat races along with a 1 hour endurance race in the game. Up to 15 people are going to qualify, but the more people who sign up, the better, because then we can have some fun with the qualifying races. Anyway, to enter, all you need to do is make a $40 donation to my Extra Life page, which I believe we always have linked on our website anyway.
We do. It'll be in the show notes as well.
There you go. And then just let me know that you want to partake, and please consider doing it. It's a lot of fun, and we race with a really fun group of people. So I think the knock-on of this, I hope the knock-on of this will also be that we get to meet a few more people who are interested in racing with us. But we should raise a little bit of money for Extra Life, which I would love to see us get to $2,000 by the end of the year. We're at like $1,200 right now. So I think we can do that with this. So anyway, just calling that out. I'll probably bring that up every week between now and when we actually run the event. But yeah, please join us if you are so inclined.
Cool. Phil?
Yes?
What have you been playing, sir?
Oh, boy. I played some more Zelda.
Yeah?
I finished up the
Fair and Wetlands?
The Wetlands dungeon.
That was a good dungeon, huh?
That was a kind of all over the place dungeon.
It was all over the place.
It was, I dare say it's of those 3 in that little subset of the game. I think that was the most complex dungeon.
Oh, really? Okay. I guess I'm glad I did that one first.
Yeah.
Then?
So yeah, if you knocked that one out right away,
I did. I knocked it out.
The other 2 should be a little easy breezy once you dive back into that.
Yep.
So I finished that up, and now I won't spoil what happens after that, but they've given me a new location to go to, and cool. I'm about to go do that. I did take a little side detour to do a couple little side quest things.
Nice.
Get parts. I'm trying to get some parts for Dompe.
Yeah.
To make me some little robot buddies.
I still haven't used the robot buddies.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. This is why I'm kind of like,
I already have Echoes. Why do I need the robot buddies?
That's the thing, right? They seem a little superfluous. So I'm wondering how
a little
seriously I'm going to take this.
Yeah.
But I did do some horse racing in order to get an item. There's a horse in the game.
Yeah.
That's another thing I don't use.
Me neither. Yeah.
Which
I like walking around. It's not like the map is that huge.
It's not.
And between that and the warping.
You have a zillion little warp points.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think we were razzing you last week because you couldn't remember how to call your horse.
Yeah.
Maybe you can't call your horse.
I heard that you can.
I thought you
learn a way.
Is there a way
to do it? Yeah, that's what I heard on the internet. The internet's never wrong.
Because I was trying to find my horse, and I was pressing all the buttons, couldn't figure out which one did it. I went into the control setting in the game. They show you the map of the controller and what all the buttons do.
Nothing
None of them
for
were labeled call horse. I went into they have the little tutorial section in the game where they recap all the different.
Is it that you have to place a carrot?
Oh, is that it?
Your horse?
I don't know.
I
could find nothing in the game to remind me how to call my horse.
Mudrun's saying there's a thingy you use to summon the horse. Okay.
Well, I did find my horse. Your horse remains where you left it.
Yeah.
And it's visible on the map.
Yeah.
There'll be a little like horse head icon.
Yeah.
And it's labeled horse. Zelda's horse. And I had left my horse not too far outside the ranch several hours ago. So this horse has been just chilling out, waiting around outside right outside the ranch for what had to have been in-world days on end, waiting for me to come back and reclaim it.
Yeah,
but I did, and I rode it back to the ranch, and we raced to victory. And I got my music box.
Oh, maybe I should do that racing. I haven't done any of the horse racing.
You know,
there's a lot to do in that game.
There is a lot to do, but you know, like we were saying, neither one of us have used our little Meccano friends.
No, not yet.
So I'm thinking maybe
I only just got the Tektite very recently. So
yeah,
I did find the Great Fairy though.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
good.
Did I mention that?
Just now.
You did.
Okay.
So I might just skip doing the little, because you got to go to like the fighting dojo and complete a bunch of fighting missions to earn a sword.
Yeah,
that Dampe will turn into some sort of, you know, clockwork creature
thing. Yeah. I want to do all that stuff. This game has a lot of side quests. I feel like all of them are doable.
Yeah,
and
I do too.
I do want to, explore the game.
Unfortunately, I got Ease 10 sitting here staring at me. I got Mario and Luigi showing up in a couple of days. So
Brothership.
I'm thinking maybe it's time to start Critical Path and Zelda.
I haven't played any Mario
as I am
Party
enjoying it.
Jamboree yet, but I've heard
I got Ease 10. I got Mario and Luigi.
Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D, which you may not be playing, Phil.
I'm not going. It looks great, obviously, but
it does look great.
I got no time.
I picked up the Batman Arkham Shadow for the Quest 3. Cool. I really want to play that, the new camouflage game. Yeah. I want to play it. Haven't had time.
Yeah. Did I tell you I booted up the Attack on Titan VR game?
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Yeah, I think you may have mentioned it before.
Did I mention that?
Yeah.
I booted it up and almost immediately shut it off.
Oh, was it nauseating?
No, it was terrifying.
Oh, okay. Completely different reason.
Yeah. No. You know how I get sold.
Yeah.
You know, my mind adapts to VR. Yeah. We've talked about this very easily.
We have talked about it. Yeah.
And I become quite aware of just things around me, and when the game starts and it's just it's just like the little tutorial level, and you don't even have your little I forget what the gear is called, your little roping gear that you have in the anime,
your tethers or whatever they're
they have a term there's some sort of in-universe term for them. But you're just, it's just teaching how to walk down the street, because it uses free movement. It's not the hop from point to point like some games are.
Yeah.
And it starts off and it's just like, oh, here you are in the walled city, and you just need to walk straight down the street for a couple blocks, and there's a little smoke signal flare. Just walk over there. I'm like, okay. So I'm walking over there, and then, like 2 blocks in front of me, suddenly there's like a 50-foot naked guy lumbering out into the street, and he looks over and he sees me, and I'm like, oh no, see, I don't want this. And he's blocking the way, so I have to run past him.
Yeah.
And he's stomping towards me, and he's staring at me, and he's like starts leaning down and swiping at me with his giant hands, and I'm just like, this is too scary. But I made it. I got past him, and then it says mission complete, and the screen fades out, and it fades back in. Mission 2, and like it hasn't even told me what I have to do yet. I'm standing in the same spot. Suddenly there's another Titan right next to me, staring at me with his gigantic grinning face.
Yeah.
And you've seen it. You've seen Attack on Titan. They look horrifying.
Yes.
Those creepy grins frozen to their face.
Yeah. And
he just reaches down and he grabs me and he picks me up, and he's holding me right at his face, and he opens his mouth like he's going to eat me. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm out. And I was like, I can't handle this. The cat's on the counter. Get down, kitty. That sink is not for you.
Wasn't on the counter for long. I saw
it. No. Anyway.
Of course, when I go to sleep, they'll be up there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I have to steel my nerves more before I go back into a Attack on Titan VR.
Okay.
My delicate constitution can't handle
that
level of intensity.
VR quite a bit.
What my delicate constitution can handle, though?
We need to play the Wallace and Gromit walkabout mini golf.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Stage. I played it already with some other listeners.
That's probably not scary.
The podcast is not scary at all.
There's a new Wallace and Gromit special on the way.
Okay.
I
think I heard.
Did you not know about this?
I think I did. Yeah.
Yeah. I am.
It's good. It's a great course. Yeah.
I am delighted. I can't wait. I love Wallace and Gromit.
Yeah. And for anybody who, is interested in playing walkabout mini golf with some other listeners of the podcast, on Discord, we have a group that plays every Saturday at 1 p.m. Pacific. Is it 1 p.m.? I think it is 1 p.m. Pacific. Yeah.
I don't know.
And I haven't been able to play the last 2 or 3 weeks, but I'm going to be back. Soon, very soon. And it'll be fun.
Yes.
I swear. You know what else? Other anime is good. Ranma and Half.
That's true.
I finally watched the second episode.
Oh, good job.
I've been watching it. My daughter's watching it with me, and she really loves Ryoga. And I was like, well, what do you think happened to Ryoga? She was like, well, he fell into one of the springs. Yeah. I was like, well, what do you think he turns into? She's like, I don't know. It was so great because she knows nothing of Ranma. And it was just so great.
It's Akane.
He turns
Akane
into Akane.
Is secretly Ryoga.
No. But then I showed her, I had a pin of Pichon, a little lapel pin. And I showed her, and she is very excited about watching the episode. Where
So you haven't watched the new episode yet?
We have not watched the new episode yet.
Because the new one is...
She was very excited about it. Yeah, the introduction of Pichon.
Excellent. Yeah. So you spoiled it.
She doesn't know the Pichon name, though, yet.
But she knows Ryoga is a cute pig.
She does. And she's like, I bet you Akane is going to love that. And I was like, yep.
Why would you spoil that?
Hey, listen, she spoiled a lot of endings of various shows for me. The least I can do is return the favor for this one.
Terrible.
One little bit. Terrible. Besides, she was going to look it up on the internet anyway if I didn't tell her.
No fun. No fun allowed.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Before you so rudely took over my what you've been playing.
I'm sorry. I didn't have a what you've been playing.
No, so I know. And
I feel like I can rudely take over.
But then you were like, oh, no, you know what? I'm just going to start yakking about my mini golf.
Yeah.
My anime.
It's pretty cool.
What I have been playing that is decidedly less scary than VR Attack on Titan is the Smurfs.
There's a new Smurfs game?
There's a new Smurfs game. I picked us up for the PlayStation PS5. The Smurfs.
Now, let me ask you a question, Phil.
Please
This
do.
is something I think about a lot. I think about what platform am I going to pick up various games on? And usually, if it's not like a graphical powerhouse and it's available on the Nintendo Switch, and I see or hear from others that it does not have performance issues, I just pick it up there.
That is true. I do the
Whereas
same.
if it's on PS5, it better be like a graphical powerhouse for me to pick a game up there,
Right?
Versus something like Steam, where I can use the Steam Deck.
Right.
Yeah, but anyway. Yeah.
So you're asking why I bought a Smurf game on
PS5? Yeah, that's what I'm getting.
Because it's
getting it. Because you watched the Digital Foundry video, and they were like, it's 60 frames per second, no drops.
Yep.
Digital Foundry did a video on the Smurfs game?
No.
Because that would be amazing.
But maybe they should. No.
I had heard I heard people talking on the internet that this new Smurfs game was actually a pretty decent 3D platformer.
Yeah.
And I watched the video for it, and honestly, it looks real pretty. And I said, you know what?
You were like, this
I'm
reminds
me of
the
PS5 version. I'm going to get the pretty version.
Coleco Smurf.
And you know what? That's the thing. Because of the old Coleco Smurf game, I do have an ingrained memory of like Smurf games can be fun.
They can be.
I like Smurf games.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know, I loved that old Smurf game.
I just loved the Smurfs back then.
Oh, so
Hell
did
yeah.
I. So did I. I loved the fake bootleg version of the Smurf game I had for my Commodore 64 that was called Smurfin.
Yeah. Who was it cracked by?
Smurfen. And the background music was a chiptune version of Smooth Criminal.
Jesus. That's unexpected.
Which I believe if you go onto YouTube and look up C64 Smurfin, that's EN.
Oh,
you can find like a full playthrough with oh wait, no, it's Billie Jean.
That's Billie Jean.
I was going to say that did not sound like Smooth Criminal.
No, I was getting my Michael Jackson songs mixed up. It is Billie Jean. Yes, it is Billie Jean in that song.
Okay,
so
that makes it even weirder
because I'm guessing Smooth Criminal was probably a little bit after the Commodore 64 was a thing.
Yeah,
okay, that was on the bad album.
Was it? Okay,
it was like 87, I think.
Okay,
I love this.
You've been smurfed by
Smooth Criminal.
There it is.
Yeah.
But I picked it up. I played through like the first couple stages so far.
85, sorry. No, 87. Bad came out in 87. Sorry. I'm still on the
pretty good. It's a fun little 3D platformer. It's actually pretty good.
Cool.
It's no Astrobot.
Well,
obviously.
What is?
It's a little, it's a little chill.
Is it kind of a plucky squire?
What's that?
You said it's no Astrobot. Is it a plucky squire?
Oh, it's also no plucky squire.
But for different reasons.
I'm enjoying this game. Yes, it's a very mellow, very kind of chill, slow paced. It's kind of, hop and bop little 3D platformer. It's cute. It's solid. It's fun. So
yeah, all good things.
It doesn't look like the modern movies. I'm watching footage of it.
No, it looks good. Yeah. It's a surprisingly decent game. So if you're in the market for a nice simple platformer, it's also it apparently has a co-op mode, which I have not tried, but
cool.
Might be something fun to play with the kids.
Nice.
Neat. So I've been playing a bit of that.
Okay.
Finally, last thing I've been playing really is I picked up that Castlevania DLC for Vampire
Survivors.
Yes. I keep wanting to say Vampire Saviors because I just want a new
And that would be
Darkstalker
wrong.
game.
Yeah.
No, that would be wrong. Vampire Survivor Ode to Castlevania just came out. It's like a $3-4 DLC. And
Worth it.
holy cow, there's so much crap in that game. There's like a zillion new characters, tons
That
of
doesn't
like
surprise me.
remixes
Weapons.
of Castlevania music. I mean, I have not done the math, but it seems like there's more.
That would be worth it alone.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like there's more content in this DLC pack than there is in like all the previous DLC packs combined.
Yeah.
Like it really does feel like they just.
I mean, the game felt that way though, because it felt like they just kept adding stuff.
Yeah.
To that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
So
awesome.
Yeah, I played through a few runs of that. Unlocked some characters. And yeah, it's fun. You know, it's Vampire Survivors. It's fun. It'll continue to be fun until I reach a point where I quickly become good enough where I start falling asleep in the middle of the runs. But until such a time, I'm enjoying it.
Nice.
You know what else I noticed? I had not looked into this, but in that game, you one of the things you unlock kind of early on is like a bestiary, you know, where they keep track of all the monsters that you fought. Have you ever gone in and looked at the bestiary in this game?
Yeah, ages ago.
It's funny. Like they get like
there's write-ups for every one of them, isn't there?
Yeah, and they're like super goofy.
Yeah,
and like all the Castlevania stuff, like they're just like they're cracking all these like jokes about the Castlevania series and goofing on the lore and all that stuff. It's some fun little things to read. So
it's a good game.
Nice.
Yeah. So I've been playing a bit of that. But that's it.
Cool.
That's it, really.
Alrighty. I guess that means
it's
time.
Yeah.
For tweets.
Oh, hold on. I gotta take a drink of water here before I start singing.
Yes.
Just go ahead and entertain yourselves while I enjoy a quick beverage here.
I can't. I'm waiting for the song. That's
liquidy. Tweedly deedly dee.
Oh my.
Tweedly deedly dee. Tweet, 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 tweet. Tweet, tweet, tweet. It's the tweets. It's time to read. This is the part with the tweets. Tweedly dee, tweedly dee, tweedly doo.
Okay.
There we go.
You did good.
Thank you. I really tried.
Yeah. All right, let's do this one from hacker alias Scoop Jessica, who says, since Nintendo is determined to stay weird, I'm rolling with it. Who is Bowser Jr.'s mother? Wrong answers only. Clearly, Sonic the Hedgehog. In a twist. Didn't expect that.
I have no comment.
Oh, wait, Amy. I'm sorry, mother. You said mother.
Oh.
Amy is clearly, or Rouge, the bat. Final answer, Rouge.
CJ's got. See, if for those of you not watching the video, CJ is holding up all the fan art that he's drawn of this moment. This is something he's clearly been thinking about.
Clearly, if you're watching the video version, you see that I'm not holding up any fan art. That is packed away. I've not unpacked it yet.
Oh, I see. So the stuff you're holding up now is just quickly scribbled just to hold up
my rudimentary drawings.
Yeah, no, that's why it doesn't look
DeviantArt
up to par with your usual quality.
No.
Fair enough.
Isn't there a thing? There's like a. I don't want to get into it. Not going to go there. Nope.
Well, now
Nope.
Now what I'm imagining is probably significantly worse than what you were going to say.
That's bad enough.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't even know what we're doing.
ZJ is talking about his slash fic again.
We're supposed to talk about who is Bowser Jr.'s mother. Wrong answers only.
Well,
How's
I'm
that?
not going to speculate on that.
I mean, what's the right answer?
There is no answer.
So, yeah.
There is no answer. That's why it's wrong answers only. Every answer is wrong. All right. Shall we get into the next question? Let's do this one from our good friend, Space Admiral Ors. We didn't do this one last week.
All right.
Is this the one you keep getting yelled at because
I keep getting yelled at for not
because
doing
you're not answering it?
this one?
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do this one from Hacker Alias Space Admiral Ors, who says, "What's the most obscure video game character whose name you know? And what's the most obscure video game character you know a lot more about than just their name?"
Ooh.
Does Rouge count?
Do you think Rouge is
Is
obscure?
Rouge obscure? I don't know. Maybe not.
No. One of Sonic's friends. See, Greg left. He's so offended by you thinking.
Left.
First of all, one of Sonic's friends. Second of all, like one of Sonic's friends.
You
who's
closed
like,
the tab, didn't you, Greg?
No, I didn't. It froze.
Oh,
And then
okay.
kicked me out.
Oh,
So I did not hear the question.
you didn't hear the
obscure
question.
Video game characters that you know. Who's the most obscure video game character you know? And CJ says Rouge the Bat. Like Rouge.
No, Charmy B.
Again, any of Sonic's
Charmy
friends
B
are not
is
obscure,
good.
man.
No, Charmy B is good.
Especially the one with like big boobs. You think the fans aren't going crazy for Rouge the Bat?
Charmy B doesn't. Oh, okay. Rouge.
I'm talking about. But yes, people know who Charmy B is. People know who Vector
People don't know who
Crocodile
Charmy B
is.
People do not know who Charmy B is.
That, you know what? I guarantee you, if you look outside your little closed community of Sonic haters,
Yeah.
a crap load of people know who Charmy B is. People know who Team
Okay.
Chaotix is.
I don't know who Team Chaotix is.
Team Chaotix is
Charmy B is part of Team
Charmy
Chaotix.
B, Vector, Crocodile, Mighty the Armadillo, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Knuckles, certainly. Knuckles
Mighty is
was on
pretty
there, I
obscure
believe.
too. In general.
Any of Sonic's friends is not obscure.
Well, I don't know any obscure.
Even the ones you
video
think
game
are
characters
obscure
that-
are not obscure.
How about Bad Mr. Frosty?
I mean, that's better than any of Sonic's characters, but still,
Okay.
I think people know who Bad Mr. I mean, not a lot of people these days.
Not a lot of people.
How about Falco from Sewer Shark?
There you go.
There you go.
Now you're getting
How about Dana Plato?
She wasn't a character.
no.
Night Trap. That was her character name.
How
No.
about Gribbly, the star of Gribbly's Day Out for the Commodore 64?
What about Green Dog?
Beat Surfer dude?
Shit. Yeah.
Green Dog has had an
Dog.
angry video game nerd episode done about it, though,
Okay, I guess
so
that doesn't count.
not obscure anymore.
What about Kid Chameleon?
Normie's Beach Babe-orama.
Yeah.
But again, I'm talking like Merton. You know who Merton is?
No.
Merton
No.
is the main character of a Commodore 64 game called Toy Bazaar. Do you know what company made Toy Bazaar, a game that I guarantee neither of you have ever heard of?
No.
In Activision. Did you ever hear of them?
Oh, I have heard of Activision.
It's an Activision game that you've never heard of, starring Merton, who works in like a toy factory.
Okay.
It was a really good game, too.
Oh.
Those are obscure characters, my friends. Gribbly and Merton. Do I know much about them beyond their name? Not really. Merton works in a toy factory. Gribbly's having a day out, bouncing around with his 1 foot.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that all you got?
Well, I mean, what are you bringing to the table?
I ain't bringing nothing.
Oh,
I said
how
Rouge.
about Knuckles? You
Charmy.
guys ever hear of Knuckles? He's the red one.
Charmy. All right, let's do this one from
Oh, goodness.
hacker alias Tyrell713, who says, so this year's Call of Duty campaign may be one of the best yet. I don't think I've heard y'all talk COD in all the years of P1P. I think actually Mike shit. Am I blanking on Mike's name?
Your best friend, Mike?
No. Salt Lake City Mike.
Mike Phillips?
Mike Phillips.
Wow.
It's
Jesus.
been a week.
That, Mike?
It's been a week.
Mike doesn't listen to this show anymore.
Also, I know too many Mikes, as mentioned earlier.
Tell Mike Phillips. CJ doesn't even remember his name.
Mike Phillips. I did. It's been a hard week.
Ugh.
Been a very hard week, Phil.
And you're pushing 50, just in case you forgot.
Yeah.
So
no shit. He did talk about COD, I'm pretty sure. But Tyrell asks, anybody get down with COD ever?
Yeah, absolutely. I used to love Call of Duty.
Yeah.
I was a big fan of, World War II shooters when they were a thing. That was happening a lot. And especially like when Medal of Honor kind of kicked it off, and then Call of Duty came along, and they were kind of year on year, releasing against each other. And I remember Call of Duty 2 in particular, because that was a 360 launch game. I think it was a launch game.
I had it for the 360 also.
I remember playing through that and loving every second of it. And I think around the same time, there was an Xbox exclusive Call of Duty game called Big Red 1 that I played through. But I played Call of Duty 3 and Modern Warfare. I was crazy about Call of Duty Modern Warfare. And I'm trying to remember when those came out, because I'm pretty sure they came out during the run of this show, but it would have been early on.
But before like COD Blops or anything like that.
I was never, because then they started doing that where they were alternating COD every year. And as we got further, the other thing is I kind of started to realize the World War II element was what I really enjoyed about those games. So when they kind of left that behind, and the other thing is too, when I play first person shooters, I don't tend to play them online. I'm not really interested. Maybe that's weird, but I'm not really interested in playing first person shooter multiplayer. I'd much rather play a campaign, and the campaigns have been so minimized in Call of Duty, although some of them were still good. And I remember in more recent years playing a couple of them just to play the campaign mode, which was like 2 hours long.
Yeah. As Tyrell is saying, this one is apparently very good. And it is on
I would play it.
Game Pass, right?
It should be
available on Game Pass.
So, I mean, the thing is that there's a whole bunch of other stuff I want to play. And I haven't played Call of Duty in so long. But if they were, I know they tried to revisit the World War II stuff there a while back, and I did try to jump into that game, and it didn't do anything for me. But no, I used to be like a yearly Call of Duty. I would pick up Call of Duty every year back in the day. But again, when it was a World War II series, especially.
Yeah. I haven't played one since Modern Warfare, probably. I think I did play Modern Warfare, but none of the more recent Call of Duties, and certainly none of the sort of multiplayer online stuff. I have always been interested in the zombies mode, just because that was a little bit different. And for a while there, they were getting some really interesting like guest stars to join the cast. Like, I think if I remember right, like Mark Hamill was a voice in one of those zombies things, and maybe Bruce Campbell as well. Like, they were getting like names to be in the zombies mode. But I never actually ended up playing that because you can't buy it separately
Ah,
Yeah, that
Or
was
it
something that
wasn't.
I wished they would do. Would be like, you know, um,
Yeah.
just let me buy it separately.
Yeah, if it was something I could just spend a little bit instead of full price zombie mode, yeah.
Yeah.
I might do it. Or the download is, 260 gigs now for Call of Duty, something like that. So am I even going to have room on my system to download it? Yeah. So not recently. But hey, this one is on Game Pass. So maybe? All right.
Maybe.
Let's do this one from Brian Maniac, who says, where do you stand on the issue of Christmas music being played in November? Also, which holiday albums are in your personal rotations?
I mean, I have the Player One podcast Christmas album.
that's the only one
Of
you
course.
need.
That's the only one you need.
Yeah.
Other than that, I have the Peanuts.
Yeah. Charlie Brown
Yes.
Christmas.
Charlie Brown
soundtrack.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Maybe a Very Special Christmas, the first volume of that. It has like the Run DMC and some Bruce Springsteen. Yeah. Remember
Is that the album that has that live Bruce
Yeah.
Springsteen Christmas song? Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't know where that came from.
That's a good one. That is a good one. Where do I stand on Christmas music being played in November? I'm all for it. In fact, I was at Target the day after Halloween and they were already playing Christmas music.
I
And they
find
had, for some reason, they had the heat cranked up to a ridiculous degree as well.
I find around here the kind of cutoff tends to be like this coming Monday, November 11th every year is Remembrance Day here, which is kind of like Veterans Day, I guess you might call it down there. And it's a pretty big deal, obviously. And I think it's like the only federally mandated holiday we have in this country. So it's kind of considered, in a lot of circles, it's kind of considered like poor form to be playing Christmas music in the lead up to Remembrance Day. Because it's about remembering those who fought and died for us and that sort of thing. So I find like I would rather hear it from November 12th on, but otherwise Christmas music in November doesn't really bother me.
I see.
Christmas season starts the day after Thanksgiving.
Here
it starts before Halloween here.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I mean, it does here too.
No, it starts significantly earlier here, but
yeah,
in my mind,
for you, in
my heart,
yeah, you get through Thanksgiving first.
Yeah, finish Thanksgiving.
It's weird that you guys have Thanksgiving and Christmas so close together.
Blame the Pilgrims, man. I
didn't do it.
Well, I blame them for
your beef is with the Pilgrims and Jesus. I got nothing to do with it.
Alrighty, and that is our show for this week. Thank you very much for listening. If you have a question for us or would like to comment on something you heard, you can direct that to @P1 Podcast on various social networks, including X, Threads, Blue Sky, wherever you post about things. And also, we have an internet website at player1podcast.com. There you'll find our contact information. You'll find blog entries about Sega CD stuff from Mr. Greg Sewer. You'll find Generation 16 episodes as they happen. And you will find show notes and links to all the things that we talked about during this episode. And there's also a link to our Discord server where you can discuss this episode with us and our other listeners.
If you would like to subscribe to the Player One Podcast, you can do so by visiting player1podcast.com or by loading up your favorite podcast listening app. We're also on Spotify. You can like us on Facebook. You can watch video archives of our show on the youtubes.com/P1 Podcast, or you can watch us live most weeks on, the YouTubes, the Facebooks, the Twitch, televisions, all over the darn place. Just follow one of our many social media accounts to find out when we're doing our next live show. Typically, it is Sunday evenings at 5:30 specific time, so join us, won't you? And I'll tell you what, if you like what you've heard, and how could you, head over to patreon.com/P1podcast. Throw a few shekels our way. The Christmas season is indeed coming up, and we are going to need all sorts of wonderful Christmas soundtracks to make our season the holliest and jolliest it's ever been. So with your help, we can achieve that goal. But what we'll probably do is just use your money to keep the podcast running, keep us streaming and all that stuff. Maybe we can throw in a couple bucks for a lozenge.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious. Before you have me talk for 5 minutes straight here at the end of the show.
I didn't do it.
And I'll tell you what, friendos, if you're a Patreon supporter of the $5 tier,
cheap,
you gain special weekly access to a bonus episode that we record right after this. We play games, crack wise, have fun doing all that stuff we can't do on the regular show. CJ?
That's my name.
It's CJ, right?
That is. Yeah.
Do we have a game for this week?
We do, Phil.
Oh.
I won't beat around the bush. We have a game.
That's, you know what, after this week, we got no time.
We got no time for messing around.
We got
Getting right to it.
Time.
Yeah. We do. It's a B-movie / TV quiz from Hacker Alias Marky Mark 2.
Oh my gosh.
Centered on 80s and 90s entries. So I don't know what how we'll do, but
B-movie pop culture stuff.
Yeah, we'll have fun.
Okay.
He's up to the difficulty. No.
But don't do that.
Don't do that.
No.
Why would you
do that?
After this week that we've had?
Why would you do that? What the hell?
We had this crap week. A lot of us. And now you're like making our trivia more difficult? Jeez.
God. Yeah.
The nerve of some people.
For real.
We'll see how we do. Fingers crossed. If not, it's just one more disappointment on this week. Hope you think about that.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to it, quite frankly.
Me too.
And I'll tell you what, if you have a couple bucks left over, why don't you head over to patreon.com/Greg Seward. Help support Greg's outstanding, and it is outstanding web series about North America's favorite runner-up, the Sega Genesis.
Thank you, Phil. And if you're a supporter of the $5 variety,
also cheap.
You're sounding a little croaky there, Satan.
Yeah, there's a bit of a bug.
Little brimstone caught in your throat, or
it's something caught in my throat. I don't really want to.
Was it just a big party on October 31st? Is that what's going on, or?
Oh yeah, you kidding? All the damned get dressed up, come knocking on my door.
The damned
wanting their Skittles, and that's okay.
Do you? I assume you only give out like miniature chocolate bars and stuff like that.
Everybody gets a Skittle.
A Skittle. Okay, that sounds about right.
Everybody gets a Skittle.
That sounds like hell.
You know what it is, though? It's leftover stock. I don't know if you remember several years ago, they had chocolate-flavored Skittles.
I do not.
Yeah, that's because they're all down here now. Everybody gets one.
Seems like a long way to walk. One Skittle. You
It's
get
worth
access
it,
to the Weekly Commute, which is a mostly weekly blog series that I do about what I'm working on, what's going on in my world, what I think of CJ and Phil. Well, mostly just Phil. CJ's had enough bullshit this week,
I'm sick.
Oh, boo-hoo. Anyway, please consider supporting the show. Thank you.
Yeah.
Of course. Is that it?
That's it.
CJ.
Yaha.
Thank you.
Thank you, Phil.
Thank you for showing up this week.
Absolutely.
Okay, hold on here.
Wouldn't miss it.
This is gonna kill my throat.
To top it all off, my standing desk that I'm sitting at right now Is it working? Woke
Oh
up.
man.
To top it
Jeez.
all off. What the fuck?
Did I mention I'm sick?
I'm pressing the
Wow.
button to raise it. It won't go.
Did you plug it in?
It won't raise up?
It's plugged in. Yeah.
You're forced to sit at your desk
Yeah.
like they did in the days of old?
Yeah. I'm pressing the button.
Oh,
It's not raising.
oh man. Think of your lumbar.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, this is going to be great. I can do the podcast standing up. No, I can't.
Not today. Chump. Gregory.
Yo.
Oh, that was hard to do. Thank you.
Thank you, Philip.
Yeah, you got
Hey,
it,
Phil.
buddy.
Phil,
Yeah.
I hope you feel better.
Yes. Feel
Thank
better,
you.
Phil.
You know what? I hope that too. And
That's
I
good.
hope all of you hope that as well. Because this is one of those situations where I won't get well unless everybody believes
Like Gamera.
in their hearts that I can to find the inner strength
Yeah.
to heal my body. This is what they call alternative medicine.
You have to send
I'm
good
relying
vibes.
on the power of wishes. And of course, thank you. A wonderful, wonderful listeners, every single darn one of you. As always, take care of yourself, your loved ones, your family, your friends. Especially if they're sick. My gosh. Go
Yeah.
get them a cup of tea. Wouldn't that be lovely right about now? A nice warm cup of tea?
Yeah.
That does sound lovely right now.
Yeah, it sure does. I'm going to go get me one after this, let me tell you. And of course, be kind to each other. Be kind to yourself. Especially this week. My goodness. Yeesh. And we hope to see you next week. Hopefully we'll be...
Better circumstances.
let's find out.
Oh, no.
See you next week,
No.
folks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hashtag say Phil.
Wow.